Why are people from the United States relocating to Mexico? When the previous president of the United States, Donald Trump, was in charge of the United States and was striving to seal its borders with Mexico, he appeared to be unaware of or chose to overlook an important fact. He was concentrating on preventing the immigration of criminals from Mexico into the United States. The reality, however, is that movement across the border between the United States and Mexico occurs in both directions. Many people from the United States are moving to Mexico at the same time that Mexicans are entering the United States. Certain of these relocations from the United States are permanent. The United States of America is one of the most common destinations for immigrants, and Mexico is home to one of the highest concentration of immigrants in the country. As a result, the question arises, why are people from the United States relocating to Mexico? Is there a genuine migration of Americans to Mexico? An unprecedented number of people from the United States are moving to Mexico. It has been reported by a moving firm that Mexico is the most popular destination for immigrants from the United States who are transferring overseas permanently. The United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, and Spain are all surpassed by it. The United States of America has maintained to rank Mexico as the most desirable location for expatriates to settle down. A total of approximately 16,000 Americans moved to Mexico in the year 2021 alone. Over the course of the years, the number has continued to increase. According to estimates provided by the moving firm, Mexico is currently home to more than 1 million Americans. There is no way to deny the reality that a significant number of people from the United States are relocating to Mexico. But why is that? What it costs to live. There is no one who could possibly dispute the reality that the United States is currently experiencing a period of surging inflation and high costs of living. There is a growing trend among Americans to explore for places where their cash can buy more goods and services. A significantly lower cost of living can be found in Mexico. In the United States, this is one of the primary reasons why many people are moving south. Housing, healthcare, food, and transportation are all substantially more affordable in Mexico than they are in other countries. There are a lot of things that are far more affordable there than they are in the United States. It has been shown that if you want to live in the United States with the same level of comfort that you are experiencing in Mexico, you will have to pay at least twice as much as you are currently paying in Mexico. Due to the fact that it is inexpensive, it has gained popularity with people of all ages, including retirees, millennials, and Gen Zers. They are all living on a fixed budget. Those who are dissatisfied with the high cost of home ownership in the United States have contemplated moving to Mexico, where they would have an easier time affording a property. However, if you are forced to leave the United States due to the high cost of living, is it necessary for you to relocate to Mexico? As a matter of fact, the cost of living is not inexpensive in other countries, such as Canada and Western European countries, where the standard of life is high. To give just one example, the fees and taxes that homeowners in certain areas are required to pay have been progressively increasing over the course of the past 10 years. In virtually all of those nations, the rate of inflation has been outpaced by the rate of increase in the cost of housing and community taxes. The cost of maintenance are quite high. People who have incomes that are fixed are being put under a great deal of pressure as a result of all of these factors. On the other hand, homeowners in Mexico have cheaper property and maintenance costs than those in other countries because the wages of workers and the prices of materials for house maintenance services are substantially lower. Regarding the standard of living, as was previously mentioned, if someone needs to relocate outside of the United States for reasons other than employment or business requirements, they are required to relocate to a country that offers a quality of life that is comparable to that of the United States. Mexico has been a popular destination for those from the United States who are looking to reduce their expenses and improve their quality of life. You will not be required to give up the quality of life or amenities that you currently have in order to live in the country, despite the fact that it is more affordable than the United States. It is possible to enjoy all of the amenities and conveniences that are typical of life in the United States. It provides a variety of characteristics that are distinctively Mexican, including, but not limited to, a rich heritage, stunning beaches, a vibrant culture, ancient ruins, and exceptional cuisine, amongst many more. As an illustration, if you chose to reside in Mexico, you will discover a relaxed way of life that provides you with the opportunity to go surfing in the morning, take a nap in the afternoon, and go for a stroll in the evening in Mexico. Mexico is an extraordinary destination for those from the United States who are unable to detach themselves from the cosmopolitan city lifestyle that includes nightlife, museums, and culture. The weather. Mexico is blessed with a climate that makes it possible for people moving from most sections of the United States to swiftly adjust to what they are experiencing in Mexico. 3 distinct climates can be found in Mexico. People who have traveled to Mexico for the winter, who have remained there throughout the entire year, have come to the realization that Mexico is not going to be a bad alternative for them when it comes time to leave the United States. Life in the central highland districts is suitable for people who are from the United States and like a temperate temperature throughout the entire year. People who desire to live in areas where the temperature is warmer or even hotter than the ocean have a lot of options to choose from. It is interesting to note that, in contrast to the United States, there are still properties in coastal areas of Mexico that are very inexpensive. In Mexico's highland mountain villages, a person from the United States who is looking for colder temperatures throughout the year will find a handy place to live. One other explanation for the rise in the number of people from the United States moving to Mexico is provided by this explanation. Relocating to Mexico is a simple process. It is one thing to look for a better place to live after being dissatisfied with one's home nation. It is an entirely different thing to overcome the obstacle of obtaining residency. Relocating to Mexico and obtaining residency is a relatively simple process for an American citizen who is interested in doing so. Because of this, it is an appealing choice for those in the United States who are interested in relocating to another country. Other nations that have climates, levels of comfort, costs of living, and standards of life that are comparable to Mexico have residence permits that are significantly more stringent. One further reason why Mexico is at the top of the list of nations that Americans are moving to is precisely because of this. Tourists from the United States are allowed to enter Mexico without a visa for a period of up to 180 days. Quite a few people have taken advantage of the chance to temporarily relocate to Mexico in order to try out the culture there. In addition, retirees and snowbirds are also considering this alternative in order to spend a portion of the year in Mexico. They then have the option of applying for a temporary resident visa in order to make the decision to relocate permanently to Mexico. Americans are granted permission to reside in Mexico for a period of 4 years. A successful application for this visa would require providing evidence of the Mexican authorities that the applicant is an American citizen and has a monthly income of around $2,100. An application for permanent residency in Mexico can be submitted by an expat after they have lived there for a period of 4 years. It is becoming increasingly common to work from home. There has been a rise in the number of immigrants who are staying in Mexico, notably in Mexico City, and they are keeping the employment that they had in their home country. This is as a result of the growing popularity of working from home, particularly during the pandemic outbreak when it became necessary to do so. Performing a variety of web-based and clerical work from any location is now not only feasible, but also more cost-effective. People from the United States who are interested in working from home have begun the process of moving to Mexico. No longer do they have to be concerned about losing their jobs. Moving to Mexico, in point of fact, enhances their purchasing power while also increasing their savings over time. Additional benefits include the fact that many businesses now permit their staff to work from any location, since they believe it to be more cost-effective. Everywhere in the world, including Mexico, workers are now taking advantage of the flexibility that is available to them. This includes workers from the United States. Freelancers and entrepreneurs who have the freedom to live anywhere have always been known for moving to attractive regions where they may spend less money while yet maintaining the same level of earnings. This is in addition to digital nomads. The United States and Mexico are both located in the same time zone, which is still another reason why Mexico is a likely pick. It can also be reached by a short flight. Because of this, remote workers who are located in Mexico are able to continue working with their colleagues who are located in the United States, resuming their job and shutting at the same time. The United States Department of State reports that over 1.6 million Americans are currently residing in Mexico as a result of the numerous remote employment that are currently available and the growing popularity of these jobs. It has been reported by Nomad.com that Mexico City is the 7th most popular destination for digital nomads all over the world. Is Mexico safe to travel to? We have an understanding of your worries. Relocating to Mexico is something that a lot of people are concerned about. In point of fact, the subject of why people from the United States are relocating to Mexico becomes more pertinent when you consider what you are seeing on television about Mexico. Due to the fact that their perspectives have been manipulated, many people are filled with fear and are avoiding entering the nation. Nevertheless, a significant number of Americans who have witnessed things that others have not have seized the chance to get a deeper comprehension of the nation and its culture. When they visited Mexico, they witnessed a country that was significantly less violent than what we are led to believe by the flow of anti-Mexico headlines. Residents of the country who are not citizens agree that they have a sense of security here. There is no intention on the part of the drug cartels operating in the notorious cities to target foreign residents who possess legal enterprises. I hope we have covered the most prevalent explanations for this. Nevertheless, we are aware that there may be further aspects to it. For the sake of this conversation, I would appreciate if you could please contribute your thoughts. I am grateful that you have seen this video. In addition to making sure that the notification bell is turned on, please remember to subscribe.